And I blamed myself. I said, how can I stop them? We will not be able to proceed with the Mass.
For years, the world saw Cardinal Luis Tagle as a humble church leader, smiling beside Pope Francis, serving the poor and inspiring millions with his compassion. But behind the public image, debates and controversies over his role in the church were already growing. And then, just days before his death in April 2025, Pope Francis revealed something about Cardinal Luis Tagle that stunned many observers and reignited questions about the church's future. So, what did the Pope say about Cardinal Luis Tagle? And what could it mean for the future of Catholicism? To understand it all, we need to see how Luis Tagle rose to prominence in the first place. Let's dive in. Early life struggles. Long before the world knew his name, Luis Antonio Tagle was simply a young boy growing up in Manila, Philippines. Born on June 21, 1957, he was raised in a close-knit Catholic family where faith was part of everyday life. His father came from a Tagalog family while his mother had Chinese-Filipino roots. From an early age, his parents taught him lessons that would stay with him forever: kindness, humility, and a willingness to help others. As he grew older, Tagle began to feel a strong calling to serve the church. After finishing school, he entered San Jose Seminary and later studied at Ateneo de Manila University. There, he focused on theology and quickly earned a reputation as a hardworking and gifted student. Wanting to learn even more, he continued his studies in the United States at the Catholic University of America, where he completed a doctorate in sacred theology. Yet despite his academic success, Tagle never became known as someone chasing power or status within the church. Instead, people remembered him for something much simpler: he listened. He spent years serving in local parishes, teaching theology, and helping train future priests. Whether speaking with students, parishioners, or fellow clergy, he was known for his warmth, humility, and ability to connect with people. Those qualities did not go unnoticed. Church leaders began to see him as a priest who combined deep knowledge with genuine compassion. Then, in 2001, his life took an important turn when Pope John Paul II appointed him Bishop of Imus. At just 44 years old, Tagle stepped into a major leadership role. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one that would eventually carry him from a local diocese in the Philippines to the highest levels of the Catholic Church. As Bishop of Imus, Tagle quickly stood out from many church leaders people were used to seeing. He lived simply. He avoided luxury. Rather than surrounding himself with status and ceremony, he preferred spending time with ordinary people. Many Filipinos saw something rare in him. He felt approachable, real, authentic. Instead of acting like a distant church official, he seemed like someone who genuinely cared about the struggles of everyday life. As word spread, his popularity continued to grow, not only among Catholics in the Philippines, but also among church leaders around the world. Then came another major turning point. In 2011, Pope Benedict XVI appointed Tagle as Archbishop of Manila, one of the most important Catholic positions in Asia. The appointment placed him at the center of one of the world's largest Catholic populations and gave him a much larger role within the global church. Just 1 year later, another promotion followed. In 2012, he was elevated to cardinal. At 55 years old, Tagle became one of the youngest cardinals in the Catholic Church. Suddenly, Luis Tagle was no longer known only in the Philippines. The entire Catholic world was beginning to notice him. His speeches attracted attention, his interviews were widely shared, and many people were impressed by his ability to explain complex religious issues with warmth and simplicity. But the biggest change came in 2013. That was the year Pope Francis was elected. Almost immediately, people began comparing the two men. Both spoke frequently about mercy and compassion. Both emphasized humility over privilege. Both believed the church should remain close to the poor, the vulnerable, and those who often felt forgotten. The similarities were difficult to ignore. As the years passed, Tagle and Pope Francis appeared together at major church gatherings around the world. Their relationship appeared to grow stronger with each passing year. Then, in 2015, Tagle played a key role in helping organize Pope Francis's historic visit to the Philippines. Millions of people followed the event, and many began asking the same question: was Luis Tagle becoming Pope Francis's closest ally? Then came an even bigger moment. In December 2019, Pope Francis appointed Tagle to lead the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, one of the Vatican's most influential departments. The move brought Luis Tagle from Manila to Rome. For many observers, it looked like a promotion to the center of Catholic power. power, and almost immediately speculation began. Could Luis Tagle someday become pope? The growing controversies. As Tagle's influence continued to grow, so did the scrutiny surrounding him. The trust between Pope Francis and Cardinal Luis Tagle did not develop simply because of titles or positions. It grew because both men shared a similar vision for the Church. They believed the Church should reach people who often felt forgotten. They wanted faith to feel close, warm, and alive. That shared mission became increasingly visible as Tagle took on larger responsibilities around the world. While many leaders focused on structures and policies, Tagle focused on people. As president of Caritas Internationalis, a Catholic charity organization working in more than 160 countries, he supported efforts to fight poverty, hunger, and climate change. Another moment strengthened his reputation as a compassionate leader. In 2013, Typhoon Haiyan devastated parts of the Philippines, leaving widespread destruction behind. During the crisis, Tagle responded quickly and openly shared the pain of those affected. Many people saw a leader who stood with his community during its darkest moments, rather than observing from a distance. His response further strengthened his image as a servant of mercy. The connection between his work and Pope Francis's vision became even clearer. Tagle also promoted interfaith dialogue and encouraged understanding between different religious communities. That message closely reflected the approach Pope Francis promoted throughout his papacy. Supporters praised Tagle's compassionate style and his willingness to discuss difficult issues. He called for more respectful language toward divorced Catholics and LGBTQ individuals. He supported dialogue with migrants and refugees and encouraged the Church to engage with people who often felt excluded. To many Catholics, this reflected the spirit of Pope Francis, but not everyone agreed. As Tagle's influence expanded across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, criticism began to grow alongside his popularity. Some conservatives believed he represented a more progressive direction for the Church. Others worried that too much focus was being placed on social issues while traditional teachings received less attention. The divide became increasingly visible. Additional controversy emerged during his leadership at Caritas Internationalis. Questions were raised about management and organizational problems within the charity. Although Vatican investigators did not accuse Tagle of financial misconduct, critics argued that leadership issues had not been addressed quickly enough. Support continued to grow. Opposition continued to grow as well. And as the years passed, the debate surrounding Tagle became larger than one man. It became a debate about the future direction of the Catholic Church itself. As Cardinal Luis Tagle gained a stronger place inside the Vatican, a different conversation started spreading through church circles. This conversation focused on the future. It focused on leadership. It focused on what kind of path the Catholic Church would follow in the years ahead. During his papacy, Pope Francis spoke about climate change, economic transparency, and the need for a more open approach to leadership. Following his death, debates over those reforms grew even more intense. Those efforts brought support from many people around the world. They also created resistance from powerful groups. A deeper struggle was now moving through Vatican City. Reform-minded leaders wanted change. Conservative voices wanted to protect long-standing traditions. The tension stayed mostly hidden from public view, but its effects reached far beyond Rome. As these disagreements grew, Cardinal Luis Tagle found himself standing close to the center of the debate. His support for dialogue, participation, and transparency placed him on one side of a growing divide. Another important figure also entered the picture. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, carried a very different reputation. He built his career through diplomacy and administration. He came from Italy and understood the inner workings of the church hierarchy. Many traditional supporters viewed him as a steady and experienced choice. The contrast between these two men became impossible to miss. Tagle represented outreach, inclusion, and a forward-looking vision. Parolin represented stability, careful diplomacy, and institutional continuity. At the same time, Catholic populations continued rising across Asia and Africa, while influence declined in parts of Europe and North America. That shift added even more importance to the leadership debate. The future remained uncertain. Yet one fact stood out clearly. Every new development brought Cardinal Luis Tagle closer to the center of a story that could shape the Catholic Church for decades to come. Cardinal Luis Tagle's journey from Manila to the Vatican has sparked hope, debate, and growing attention across the world. So after hearing his story, what do you think about Cardinal Luis Tagle? And if Pope Francis were still alive today, do you think Tagle would have been his preferred choice to continue that vision? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories like this. We'll see you in the next one.